favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your... Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans, just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening, Sigma race fans. We are getting ready to go green here tonight with the USA Trucks West Division from Portland in the Vanport Memorial 76. 76 miles, grand total of 39 laps here today on Portland International Raceway here in the Pacific Northwest. Should be a pretty interesting road course race. Usually it tends to be. Hold on 1 minute. I gotta fix something on the race here. So we'll go ahead and get things 39 lap event for these USA Truck Westerners.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans, just make sure you get everything like you want it.
And here we go, getting ready for the lineup here now. Starting on the front row, you're going to have the 07 of Borat Sagdiev alongside the number 13 of Miko Kunez. Behind that, we've got the next in row, the 20 of Barry Earwall and the 65 of Asiel Escobar, Bailey Parker and Donovan Heist, followed by Campbell Marsh and Daniel Voiles, Shy Turtle and Matt Yard, Billy Lovejoy and Matthew Hubert, Kyler Sestre and Jack Davis, followed by Paul Ladino and Rich Roy, Jimmy West and Walker Bacon, Santi Messi and David Dixon, Gabe McDuffie alongside Noah Hobson, Luis Rodriguez with Spinham Walker, Kat Durham and Chasey Plays, Taylor Cording and Lucas Holmes, Jakov Rosovich and Paul Tabarini, Casey Nonico with Jamie McMurphy, Mark Walker and John Brinker, Jason So with Chris Jeremio, Davian West with Zach Magoon, and at the tail end of the field you got Roach and Jonathan Sheridan. Looks like we got 40 trucks signed up here today. Around 40, maybe actually 38. Either way, 39 laps the distance here, Portland International Raceway. Turn 1 is usually the trouble turn, so we'll see how they fare going into turn 1 here tonight. Pace truck pulls off, and we're getting ready and rolling here. The two blue trucks head off into turn 1 here. Are they going to be able to drive around out of turn 1 is the big question. As they come dogpiling in, riding on a 2-race win high. You've got the 07 there of Borat Sagdiev. He has the last 2 race wins here in the West Coast. But there you go, Miko Kunez gets ahead of him here to start the race. Drivers are getting off into the grass here. Borat sliding into the grass, trying to find an opening on the pavement there. Here we go. We're off and rolling here from Portland. 39 laps the distance. Your race leader on lap 1, that is Miko Kunez in the number 13 for LFG Motorsports. The Honda Ridgeline leading the way. Followed by Asiel Escobar, still seeking his first ever career win in Sigma competition. And, of course, Borat Sagdiev, your defending race winner for the last 2 races here on the West Coast. "39 laps the distance here today. There should be at least 1 round of pit stops here, but there may be some strategies that kind of circumvent that, so we'll see. Osceola making the move on Miko Kunez for the lead, side by side on the exit of turn 3. Heading into turn 4, the 65 has a nose ahead of the 13. He's going to slide in front of Miko Kunez. Give it to Osceola Escobar, your new race leader here today. Kunez leads 1 lap and relinquishes the lead. Miko Kunez settles into second there. Osceola Escobar, your race leader. That was a very aggressive move to make to get to the lead this early in the race nonetheless too. We do have 1 wreck already on lap 1. So we'll go back to the restart here on lap 1 heading into turn 1. Shy Turtle was involved in a wreck here. Let's see who takes him out, what happens. And it's from 10th place even, so tough break, whatever happens. Definitely not a good way to start tonight for that team. Oh, man. I wish it had a better camera angle. One thing I might have to fix on some tracks that they don't have the best camera angles. Oh, he gets hooked hard there by the 24 of Kyler Sestre. And that brings an end to the day for Shy Turtle more than likely. Wow, Osceola Escobar is driving away with that advantage right now. Big lead for the 65 machine as he's out there building this lead over Miko Kunez. Up into the top 5, you've also got Donovan Heist and Barry Earwall. Daniel Voiles also picking up some spots, moving closer to the front. So unfortunately, no caution. The way that we roll with these road courses, it takes way too long when we do throw a full course caution. So unless there's a truck that flips over, ends up on their lid, or we have reasonable reason to throw a caution, maybe oil down or something, we'll throw the caution. But unfortunately for Shy Turtles, caution there does not happen. It just helps keep the pace of these road course races going a little bit smoother, because it would get pretty boring if we were watching them roll around under pace, under yellow pace at a long track such as a road course. It seems to have worked, honestly. I feel like for me, when I made this change a couple years back with the road courses, basically it's like we're running Formula 1 races with the Sigma Racing series. You can still throw a mandatory caution if need be, but it's more like more like an F1 style kind of caution calling for the most part. And it seems to keep the races going smoother, kind of running faster. These road courses, they could drag out for 2 to 3 hours for a lot less laps than what it would be on a short track or a speedway track. So I guess it would be a good opportunity to look and see what the game says for pit windows here today. 51 laps, so more than likely not going to see any green flag pit stops. This 39 lap charge is going to be from green to checkered if there's no cautions thrown. We'll still try to keep an eye on the rest of the field if there's anyone else that gets wrecked out here today. Portland does not seem to be too big of a wreck fest. It's pretty much follow the leader, pretty calm, pretty cool and calculated, but sometimes the AI does some weird things. They'll race and make some mistakes, like, you know, right there sliding through the grass. That's the 20 of Barry Earwald. Now under attack, he's getting turned by the 81. He didn't get fully turned, but Daniel Voiles gave him a little bit of a bump there. Barry Earwald had to be extra defensive to survive that maneuver. All in the meanwhile still out there cruising with a big ass lead. It is the 65 of Osiel Escobar. And then the 13 of Miko Kunez. The 07 of Borat Sagdiev, your race winner from the last 2 weeks. And then you have Donovan Heist in the 26 truck there. The season opener race winner this year, so a couple race winners there in the top 5. Wow. Osiel Escobar is running nearly a full half-second faster each lap over second place, Miko Kunez. He just turned a 1:12.097. Miko just turned a 1:12.734. So this is looking like a beatdown already from the 65 of Osiel Escobar. Putting together a big lead, keeping the rest of the field behind him. The big battles are going to come for second, third, and on back, as it might not be much of a point of contention all night for the lead. Yeah, for the most part, the reason why Portland remains on the schedule is because it is a more of a closer track, my own personal, like, local area home tracks. And if it wasn't for me where I live, I probably would have dropped Portland off the calendar, because it just falls into this this lull. You don't really get much battle for the lead. You do get some strategies that pan out, and we do see that in the longer races, but for tonight, for example, the USATrucks West Division, 39 laps, just not enough for things to shake out. So some of these drivers may be desperately hoping a caution does present itself here tonight. Would require almost a full-fledged flipper, or someone blowing up, leaving a whole trail of oil down on the racetrack. Hard to say. far. No mechanical failures through 10 laps here today. Osiel Escobar's led all but 1 lap. Miko Kunes led the opening lap here and unfortunately did not have the speed to keep the 65 behind him. And right now, some lap traffic in the mix there. That's the 58 of Davian West. Osiel Escobar still out front, leading all the laps. .29 laps to go. Osiel Escobar, like I said, not yet a winner in Sigma competition. It's been a long time coming for Osiel Escobar. We also had someone else break a long winless spell here at Portland earlier this year, and that was Taden Berggren, who finally broke through and won his first ever Cup race a couple months ago now. We didn't really hit Portland at the same time with all the series, so it's been kind of scattered. Bridge to Cup, and now the trucks. Bridge to Cup, we saw Snake Plissken steal the show there after some late race shenanigans ended up parking the likes of Sebastian Galloway Jr., who had a really good shot at winning it, but unfortunately fell short. And so here we are tonight again at Portland, another race being recorded in the history books for Sigma racing action at Portland. And Osiel Escobar, man, oh man, he had a good shot to win at Phoenix a couple weeks ago, or actually it's about a month ago now, and unfortunately was passed on the last lap by the 22 of Cat Durham. Cat Durham had broke through and won his first ever career race in Sigma competition while stealing it from Osiel Escobar. Starting to see the trends develop. There's a lot of drivers seeking that first ever win. The growth of a ladder system. We have so many fresh rookies, up-and-comers that are looking to try and steal the show. And it's just a matter of time before most of them do figure out how to win and take to victory lane. And for Osiel Escobar, he's been at it for over 2.5, 3 years. Almost feels like 3 years at this point. So it's been a long time coming for Osiel Escobar. In and out. He's went up the ladder, down the ladder, and now back kind of running just in the truck series for now. But I think focusing his craft on one series has helped him significantly, as it's made him stronger here in the truck series this year. Instead of being spread too thin, trying to run, ARCA, trucks, and Bridge to Cup, steps down, come to race in just the truck series. And I want to say, I don't know if we've actually had a native Mexican win in the Sigma Racing Series. I honestly don't think any of the Sigma Series. So it could be the first time we've had a Mexican take home victory here in the Sigma Racing world. Not just the trucks alone. I mean, Sigma Racing world altogether. So it could be a huge moment for Osiel Escobar. Obviously, we don't want to jinx it. The commentators' jinx is a real thing, and God forbid I actually made that come out right now and jinx poor Osiel Escobar. But we'll go against the grain and hope that it doesn't stick. Looks like there is a driver on pit road. No mechanical failures listed on the telemetry there, so it must have just been a scheduled pit stop. Odd that we're getting some scheduled pit stops here today. Well, it'll be halfway before you know it here at Portland. 39 laps at about 1 minute and 10 seconds a pop, so race will be just over 45 minutes in length here today. Obviously the rest of the truck schedule yeah, obviously we go from the east to the west, to the east to the west on a very steady rotation. This week with Portland. Next week we go to another road course with Watkins Glen on the East Coast. And then the road course trend follows for one more week as West Side will come to Sonoma. They'll come from Portland here and head to Sonoma. You know, carrying that momentum is always key. And if Osceola has the road course prowess like he's showing here today, he may be just at home when we hit Sonoma the following week after next week. Then it's the East Coast again, Nashville, followed up with Kansas, Kentucky, Evergreen, Michigan, and that gets us through the rest of April and May. What's been very interesting with this truck series this year is kind of the fresh faces. We haven't really established a record book with the names that are in the field. A lot of new names, a lot of drivers trying to establish themselves before moving up the ladder. And so even though Osceola Escobar is a long-standing veteran, if you go back a couple spots here, you look at second place, Miko Kunez. This is his rookie campaign. Borat Sagdiev, this is only his second year, but right out of the gates, he was swinging last year. Donovan Heist, this is actually his first full season in Sigma Racing, as it is Voiles and the likes of Barry Earwall. Bailey Parker was in ARCA last year, getting the call up to trucks. Campbell Marsh has kind of been around for the last couple of years, but finally starting to show his ability as race-winning potential. Matt Yard, rookie season. Matthew Hubert, a veteran. He's kind of in the same boat as Osceola Escobar, jumping around from one series to another, finally landing in one such as he is this year with a upgraded ride that he's, not familiar with, but it seems to be paying dividends as he's got a top 10 run here today at Portland in that Reemergence Racing Chevrolet number 11. With of course 7-Eleven branding. That's a clever way to go about it. Have the team number 7 and 11, the 7-Eleven number 11, and the 7-Eleven number 7, which we'll see deeper in the field as we're going through the field. Walker Bacon in his first ever season. Rich Roy, a veteran. He's actually a Cup regular. He's still trying to get it figured out, but when you start building up a resume, you get the experience. You don't have to be a Jimmy Johnson to keep running in the series. Sometimes you might just end up kind of running around like I don't mean this with any due disrespect, but like a BJ McLeod. And even, BJ McLeod still gets up there and has a shot to win a race sometimes. It's not like he's a terrible race car driver by any means. Just not able to really hold a candle to some of the big names. Rich Roy, though, I think could very well convert top 10s and top 5s into a very potential win someday. As could BJ McLeod, honestly. And then you have the long-standing truck veteran here, Paul Ladino. He is pretty much holding the gauntlet, the candle for Jesse Saturn Racing here on the west side. That 94 machine has had good shots at a race win, but still has not actually sealed the deal. Jack Davis, a race winner in his first season back in 2022, and still continuing to hunt for race wins in the truck series here, albeit not really up front competing week in, week out, but still solid. There we've got the other 7-Eleven for Tasha Wright's Reemergence Racing. This here is the 7 of Spin'em Walker, running currently in 15th. Then you've got David Dixon for Tyler Aspinall Racing, Santi Messi for Courting Brothers Motorsports. Davian West laps down, and then the 08 there, that's Jimmy West on the west side. Chasey Plays in the 49 machine, followed by Noah Hobson. So, and that's another driver, just like I mentioned with the other two, Osiel Escobar and Matthew Hubert. Noah Hobson has been at it for the last, man, it's been 4 years already since we started the YouTube thing. Noah Hobson is actually one of the first that joined back in 2022, and his hopscotched around, has not left the server, and is still guaranteed a seat year in, year out. Finally lands a stellar deal here with the LFG Motorsports number 18 machine, which we're very familiar with seeing Chaz Chadwick wheel this beast. Well, given kind of a veteran, an old school OG, a shot to go fight for race wins, it's not really panning out yet, but you never know. The right day might come, and Noah Hobson could set himself up for a race win. Behind that, you've got the 88 of Casey Nonico, followed by the 86 of Paul Tabarini, Lucas Holmes, and Kat Durham deep in the field here for Trackhouse B. Then it's Luis Rodriguez in the 48 machine. Taylor Cording in the 50. We saw her actually win the ARCA race here a couple weeks ago. So not looking like she's converting that same success over to the truck quite yet. Gabe McDuffie, followed by Jakov Rosevich, Mark Walker, and John Brinker, your top 30. Billy Lovejoy, 31st. Kyler Sestre, 32nd. Jamie McMurphy, a race winner in the ARCA series recently. Deep in the field here in the trucks, unfortunately. Not looking good or promising here tonight at Portland. Then you've got the 55 of Jason So, the 40 of Chris Jaramillo, and tail end of the lead lap, Jonathan Sheridan, the number 29, and Roach in the number 6. And we're back to our lead driver here. He has built up an astounding lead. Currently, his lead is a grand total of 11.2 seconds. And we just reached halfway. 20 laps in, 19 laps to go. This one is going to be over pretty quickly here. The rest of the field might be crossing their fingers, hoping for a caution, but no caution through the first half. We'll see if we even get anything that would facilitate a caution during the second half. Well, since that is such a big lead, we're going to keep an eye on the battles a little bit further back in the field here. Second, third, fourth, they're very much all within striking distance of each other here. But they've got their work cut out for them as well to try and pick up spots. The Holden, the 07 machine there of Borat Sagdiev, on a 2-race win streak. And looking to try and keep that streak alive here tonight in Portland. Not looking very promising as of right now. Short of some mechanical failures or more to strike your race leader. It's always fun to watch him here and slide through the grass. It's almost an extension of the racetrack here at Portland. And Portland's one of those road courses that almost feels like a short track. The way it's so compact. You do have some long straightaways, but the technical session is pretty quick and easy to maneuver through, given that you have 2 very long straightaways that kind of help, and then a lot of the turns are kind of winding turns. That way you don't have to really use as much brake. It makes for some interesting opportunities to pass for sure, but we just don't see as many passes here at Portland. It should be more common, especially with this long stretch of straightaway here. And then the winding turns through the technical session here, you would think would open up a lot of, open windows for opportunities to make passes, and we've seen it before. It just depends on which series we have racing here. And the trucks tonight not looking to be much of a passer's game here tonight. Miko Kunez is holding on to second, and Borat Sagdiev in third. Daniel Voiles in fourth, with your top 5 rounded out by the likes of Donovan Heist there, your opening race winner here in the USA Trucks West Division from Armory at the beginning of the year. Now it's kind of crazy to kind of you just admire the fact that we've made it through a lot of the race season already this year. This is already race 5 of 13 on the West Coast. Next week will be race 5 of 13 on the East Coast. And after that many races, you do start to get more of a feel for who the title contenders are. We can go ahead and take a quick gander. Points are updated on the website for those that are able to get a hold of the website. For those that may not know how to get to the website, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown on our Western Division point standings as they sit after 4 races. Points lead belongs to the 18 of Noah Hobson, which is actually kind of wild because he's only had 1 top 5, but he's had 3 top 10s to start the year. So keeping that Chaz Chadwick machine looking strong. His worst finish has been a 23rd at Phoenix, and then that's been backed up by a 6th, a 3rd, and a 6th. Here today, not looking near as promising for that 18 machine. Second in the points is Borat Sagdiev, the guy that we have the camera rolling on right now. That 07 machine is only 1 point behind Noah Hobson, so the points battle super tight through 4 races. Cat Durham 3 points back, and unfortunately for Cat Durham, he's outside the top 20 here today. Osiel Escobar 9 points out of the lead. With this good run here, max points for lead most laps, and I think he had the pole position as well, so that could really help his case at getting by Borat Sagdiev as the overall points leader here today alone. Taylor Courting 5th in the points. She's 18 out. Barry Earwall 21 points out of the lead in 6th. Mark Walker 22 points out in 7th. Shy Turtle, a big hit in those points here today after getting wrecked. Looks like his 8th in the points might drop way back. Donovan Heist is 9th, 102 points back. And your top 10 rounded out with Paulo Ladino, who's 98 points. It puts him 43 points behind the lead. Kind of hard to say that we've got any surprises in the field because so many of these drivers are brand new, unheard of, and unexpected. So the thing is, kind of have no gauge to really figure who is and isn't in a prime position to fight for the championship this year. That's what we do all the racing for. When you got a field that includes the likes of Jack Davis that's been at it for so many years, Santi Messi's been at it in and out. Lucas Holmes. And John Brinker with Paul Ladino. That's really the OG crew, honestly, of the people that have been in it the longest. And when you can only count on one hand all the drivers that have been at it forever, that means we have a field full of rookies on the other hand. So the excitement continues to build week in, week out with all the new drivers looking for their first ever win. The title is going to be even more valuable this year because it'll be someone else with a shot to, stamp their name in the history books. Well, we're down to just 13 laps left to go. Basically, we went 2/3 of the way, and now we have 1/3 remaining here tonight. And as for Osiel Escobar, his lead has grown a little bit more, up to 13.5 over Miko Kunez. Still no retirements or mechanical failures, it seems. Everyone's still out there running. Everyone's still fighting for all the points they can get on the line. Welcome into the broadcast, Al. Hopefully you had a great day today. It's a happy Monday for everyone that's tuned in as well. Portland's been pretty much a follow the leader affair. We saw one lap led here from the gate open to Miko Kunez, and every other lap since then has been led by Osiel Escobar. A domination performance, just like the domination performances we have seen here in the Under Series. Portland with, the Portland race here with the Cup side was domination race where Taden Bergeron led almost every lap en route to his victory. Trucks looking just the same as did ARCA. The only big difference was Bridge to Cup, where a driver had led a lot of laps and unfortunately lost some traffic, fell backwards, and then ended up getting wrecked into a wall, similar to what we saw here today with the Shy Turtle incident. So I guess that is correct. There is one retirement here today. That is Shy Turtle in the 80 machine after his wreck. But other than that, everyone else still running, with the only retirement of Shy Turtle, the accident that took his race from him early. Here's a battle for third. Bruin, that's Daniel Voiles on Borat Sagdiev. 81 wants to get around the 07. 07 wants to maintain that position. As we're down to 11 laps left to go here tonight. Well, now let us look at that lead. The lead has extended to nearly 16 seconds for Osceola Escobar. A domination performance, just as we could expect here at Portland. 9 laps to go. We're getting down to the end of it. Fastest lap, pole position, and leading in most laps here today. Osceola Escobar looking for a Supermax points day at Portland. Borat still holding off the charge here from Daniel Voiles, but for how long will he be able to hold off that 81 machine? 81 looks good. Is he going to be able to find an opening to make a pass for third place, though? Lap traffic ahead. That's the 6 of Roach going another lap down here tonight. Alrighty, that lead is nearly 17 seconds to the good for Osceola Escobar. No drama for the lead as Escobar driving away with it right now. The only drama left is some of these fights going out through the field, especially this group up front here. Lap traffic right there ahead of him. As you got the Chevy leading the way, Dodge in second, Holden in third, Ford in fourth, and then another Honda in the mix there as well. Osceola Escobar is only going to have to hold on for 5 more laps. He's got an astounding lead here, as he's already starting lap 34 and everyone else still tailing behind by about 20 seconds plus. Well, kind of a stereotypical road course race, follow the leader affair with no strategies, no pit stops factoring into this one here tonight. Osceola Escobar still earns this race win no matter what. He actually even made a pass for position here tonight at a track where we don't often see very many passes for the lead. Osceola did it on lap 2, getting around the then race leader at that time, and has not looked back ever since. Commentator's curse is not really kicked in either. We haven't jinxed him out of a race win here tonight, so that is a plus. And this just felt like a long time coming for that 65 machine. Osiel Escobar has put himself in position to, win races here and there, and finally, it may finally get into his column here. 4 to go at the line there. He's catching some more lap traffic. Hopefully the lap traffic does not cause him to wreck here today. He's had more heartbreak to deal with to fill up an entire Cadillac. Last thing he needs is some more to add on to the top. Lap traffic is not doing him any favors, though, as he's trying to work around the 40 there of Chris Jaramillo. He had to even kind of push Jaramillo off into the grass there as he's getting his work around here. And he's working through this lap traffic still. It's going to be a bit before he gets through all of it. If you ask Al Bunch, this is definitely the danger zone. He's lost so many races when it gets to the lap traffic scenario. As a race leader, you just hope that they play at the best of courtesy and let you by without holding you up or causing you to wreck. Looks like Osiel's going to get through this group here and then have some more clean track ahead. Just a couple laps left to go. Well, the 58, Davian West is going to block his advance here, not letting Osiel get around him. That's a little bit on the tedious side. Osiel's got the faster truck, and Davian West probably knows this, but not doing any favors for your race leader here with just a couple laps left to go. There he is, drag racing down the front stretch, gets that inside on the 58, and he's going to be able to drive around him here. That lead has now grown to 18 seconds over Miko Kunes. Led most laps, fastest lap, pole position, and potentially even the race win at this point. Osiel Escobar, max points galore, and could very well walk out of here with a points lead after Portland. So we'll have to see what those points look like once tallied from Portland, but it's very easy to tell you that max points have been achieved here with the win waiting in the corner. Now we're going to see lap 38 of 39. Still just 2 laps left to go. Doesn't look like we're going to get any cautions. No more retirements either. This has been a clean race from green to checkers here today at Portland. This time by, Osiel Escobar will see the white flag, and that'll be one more lap to go. Official, no matter what happens, if we get a caution or not, the race will be in the books. No green-white checkers necessary here tonight from Portland. As he sees the white flag waving in the air, one more lap to go here today at Portland for Osiel Escobar. It's been a clinic put on by the 65 machine. He has been up front hauling the mail all night long. And to put us with our first ever Mexican-born driver looking to seal the deal in Sigma Racing, Osiel Escobar, it's been a long, long time coming. And finally, with all cylinders firing, that 65 machine looks to be a threat this year. It doesn't matter that, the field has changed so much. Sometimes that's just the catalyst you need to get up above and compete at the top of your level. With all the new changes, all the different drivers, all the new faces, all the new truck for the most part. It's a brand new truck model this year, and seems to be right in his wheelhouse as he's figured it out pretty quickly. Coming around for the last time here tonight, Osiel Escobar is going to get the monkey off his back. He's going to finally secure his first ever win in Sigma Racing history. Here tonight in the Sigma USATrucks Western Division from Portland, he wins the Vanport Memorial 76 in dominant fashion. Great night for Osiel Escobar. That should be a feel-good win for sure. He almost had the win last month at Phoenix, where he was leading right up to the finish and then got passed on the last lap by Cat Durham to lose that race. Nothing like that here tonight. He was able to lead all the laps, all but one, en route to his first ever career Sigma win. Came home with a 20.5 second advantage over second place Miko Kunez. That is the 13 machine of Miko Kunez bringing it home second. Third is Borat Sagdiev. Fourth, Daniel Voiles. Bailey Parker fifth. Miko Kunez must have run it out of gas even. Wasn't that tight on gas because your leader's still out at full pace, pulling it down pit road now. And there you have it. Brand new winner here in Sigma USATrucks with Osiel Escobar getting it done. So not quite halfway. We're about still 2 races short of halfway through the regular season. And then, of course, with this USATrucks, it'll be the best from the West and the best from the East in the W USATrucks Chase. East W-E-W. And it should be a great one this year. I'm excited to see the best of the best rise to the top here in the USATrucks. So five races, 4 different winners so far, and most of which have been first-time winners ever in the series. So we're definitely building that resume up for these newcomers that have never won in the races before, and they're finally getting their time to shine. Long time coming for Osiel Escobar, and that's definitely one of those feel-good wins of the week to start off the week. How about that? So that is a wrap here tonight, folks. Many thanks again for all of your support and tuning in to catch the race. Looks like the internet kicked out there, so I just wanted to wish y'all a good night. Stay safe out there. Catch any more of the races this week, as we will have a full slate of Sigma racing action this week. Trucks just kicks it off here tonight. We have a doubleheader tomorrow night. And plenty of racing action to get your fix. But if anything, catch it when you guys can catch it. Hopefully you can tune in for the next ones. We're going to go ahead and close it down here tonight. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great night, everyone. Stay safe out there. Until next time, this is Jakester signing out.